Half Hour of Flavor is brought to you by Grenon Indépendant, Rockland's local grocer.
Hi, welcome to Half an Hour of Flavor. My name is Maria.
Bonjour, mon nom c'est Patrick. Aujourd'hui, on va faire de la crème brûlée à l'érable. Mais vous pouvez faire d'autres sortes de saveurs aussi, comme de l'amaretto, de la cannelle ou du Baileys. Il y en a plusieurs. Bon choix.
So we will start by heating up all the liquids that I'm going to pass. And I'm going to separate the eggs. It doesn't have to be very precise, but you do have to get the egg yolk. There's a little white part from the egg white that we don't want in there. Now what he's heating up, we have to make sure that it heats up enough but does not boil.
Alors, j'ai un feu très doux et on doit remuer une fois de temps en temps.
So we just go lightly so we don't break the egg yolk. And that's it. So while we wait for that to heat up, we're just going to whisk very lightly the egg yolks, just to break them and incorporate everything. And reserve the egg whites right here. And I'm going to come closer. Now this recipe is very easy to make. People feel intimidated sometimes because they don't get the consistency right or they're not sure if it's going to cook in time. And I'll show you a really fast and easy way to do it. There's a method that you have to follow, but it'll be good. I'm just going to put that to the side. Looking good?
Yes, sir.
I'm just going to get closer to him. And all we want is for it to be hot, not boiling. And once it's ready, we're going to pour it into the bowl with the egg yolks in a constant stream. And we'll whisk at the same time. Sorry.
Comme vous pouvez voir, les desserts, c'est mon point faible. Is it ready?
Okay.
Okay.
So I will whisk while you pour. So an even, constant flow. And I'll slowly incorporate everything. If it's too hot, what could happen is you end up with scrambled eggs. And that's not the greatest.
It's called breakfast.
I guess so. So you just constantly stir, and you're cooking a little bit your egg yolks. That's perfect.
Voila.
So I'm going to reserve that pot, and I'm going to use a strainer. What we want to do is we want to make sure that all the little pieces from the egg white are not going into our final product. So I'm just going to put that here.
Yeah.
strain it. And there we go. We're gonna mix it. And as you can see, I was able to catch all the other pieces that were left there. So that's a really, really good step that you have to follow. Otherwise, your product won't be as smooth or creamy. So I'll just mix it. And then I have 4 half a cup ramekins. I'm just gonna pour into even amounts. And you have to make sure that your ramekins are dry. There we go.
It looks so good that I just want to drink it like that.
I know, it smells so good too. So there we go.
Perfect.
And then we're going to bake them at 280 for about half an hour in a water bath. So that means that they'll go into a container and we're gonna fill with water up to half of the ramekins. Now you have to do this really carefully because if you spill any water into the creme brulee, it won't bake properly.
Do you want me to do it?
Sure.
You trust me?
Yes. Perfect.
A bit more. There we go.
Perfect. So now we're going to put it in the oven very carefully.
Perfect.
You have to make sure that you have your oven preheated so that it's easier. Then basically you forget about it for about 30 minutes. Make sure you check after 15 because if you're not filling the ramekin cups too high, make sure you check at 15. So your consistency that you want is like jello. So a little bit jiggly, but not too much.
Maintenant, nous allons sortir la crème brûlée du four. Just careful, it's really hot.
So for the consistency of your creme brulee, once it's done, you want it to be, I don't know if you can, he's gonna show one. You want it to be like jello. And after it sets, it'll be completely jellified. So once it's done, you want to make sure that it's a little bit cool before you put the sugar and you burn it. It'll take about 20 minutes to cool down, enough so you can handle it. And then after that, you want to make sure that the surface is dry. Now, I have a paper towel, and I'm just gonna tap it very lightly because you don't want to break the crust.
And why do you remove the water again?
So that when you add the sugar, you don't have the water that would melt the sugar. So you want a nice sugar crust. So that sounds about good. Then I'm just gonna add some white sugar. You can add raw sugar as well if you like. And then you put a nice thick layer. But you have to make sure that it's even. So I'm just gonna make sure that it's even all over. And the way to do it is just go like that. So once that's done, you don't really want a lot of excess, so you just pass it on to that one. And it would look about like that. So I'll add a little bit more. Same idea, you just swirl it around, just remove the excess. At home, we have an industrial blowtorch that we use as well. But we also have this one that my mother-in-law gave me for my birthday, and it's fantastic.
Maybe I'll just do
Okay.
it here.
I'll remove these. So all you want is a really nice golden burn crust. Now to finish it up, we're gonna use some strawberries and blueberries. You can use any berries you like, mint. I've also used ground cherries. They look really pretty. So I'm just gonna wait for him to finish. And I'm gonna go behind him and grab the knife. On your side. So I'm gonna cut my strawberries in half. And I want to keep the green part just to give it a contrast. Or you can always do something else and just go on little. Just do a whole bunch of little cuts. And then you grab it from the middle and you fan it out.
Une fois terminé, n'oublie pas que le sucre, c'est vraiment chaud. Ne jamais aller toucher le sucre. C'est extrêmement chaud et puis le sucre va automatiquement coller sur ton doigt. Alors, ce ne sera pas plaisant. I'll do this one as well.
Perfect. So I'm just going to finish it. I'm just going to let the sugar set. Right now it's really soft. And there we go. And I'm going to add some blueberries. I find that blueberries add a really nice touch of color. So that's it. That's it for crème brûlée.
Now for our favorite part, we get to taste it.
Oh, but I think we have a wine.
Yes, we do. I'll be right back.
Perfect. While he's doing that, I'm just going to add a bit more sugar. And I forgot to mention, if you don't have a blowtorch, you can use your broil setting in your oven. Really, really high, close to, you put the rack the highest, and then you would put your crème brûlée once it's completely cool, just for a few seconds, maybe to a minute, just so that the sugar can melt. Make sure your sugar layer is really thin or medium.
And make sure you keep an eye on it, because once the sugar starts to burn, it burns fast.
And then your crème brûlée will turn, the consistency won't be as nice. It will overcook.
Yes. So here we have a ice wine.
That's perfect.
We're going to do a toast. Gotcha.
Really good.
It is really good.
Now to taste. This is
There
my
you go.
favorite part. Oh, perfect. You hear that? Crunchy layer. Look at that.
I'm going to grab the blueberry with that. Or maybe two.
Very good.
This is to die for. Bienvenue de la pause et maintenant nous allons faire un autre dessert.
We will be baking a white chocolate Chex Mix. So it's really easy to make. We're gonna go ahead and start. The first thing you have to do is melt your chocolate. You can either melt it in the microwave if it's easier for you. You would put it in the microwave and you would do 1 minute or 2 minutes at a time. It burns really fast.
Mais cette fois-ci, on a fait un bain-marie. On va commencer.
For the chocolate, all you have to do is just cut it into smaller squares. It just comes like that in a bar, but it's scored. So all you have to do is just cut it into squares.
Alors, on va juste le mettre sur un bain-marie. Dans le pot, j'ai juste mis un peu d'eau.
In this one. It's important to make sure that the bowl fits exactly on top. You don't want any water going into the chocolate, otherwise your chocolate's ruined. Do you want me to do it?
Merci.
That's the safest way to melt chocolate for any single thing you want to do, because you're guaranteed that it's harder to burn. If you do it in the microwave, it will be easy to burn. So for this side, we will need 1 cup of each of these ingredients right here, these 3 ingredients, and 2 of these. So if you want to start measuring that, I'll start opening this. My mom makes it for Christmas. She loves making this and giving it to her friends. She would put them in like the cellophane bags and with like little bows and stuff. I started doing that last Christmas, I think. We gave it to all of our friends and family. It's a very addictive combination. It's quite nice. You can do it for, we're going to be using red chocolate to decorate it after. We'll show you. But you can do like purple, orange, like any kind of, any color for any occasion. So I would do like red for Valentine's as well. So that's 1 cup for that.
Voilà.
For these ones, we're gonna measure 1 cup, or we're gonna break them up a little bit. Oops.
It's good out.
These ones are really good with the chocolate.
There you go.
Also, you could do milk chocolate, semi-sweet chocolate, any other kind as well. They smell really good.
Is that good?
Yeah, that's perfect. I'm just gonna go and check the chocolate.
Careful, the bowl is hot.
Yeah, you just gotta make sure that, because it gives off steam.
Steam.
So you just have to make sure that you don't touch where it's really hot. So it's melting slower, of course, than if you were to put it in the microwave, but it's coming along really well. Okay. So I'm just gonna leave that there for a little bit. And this is just, that's how it's coming along. And we're missing 1 cup of marshmallows.
Now, does it have to be the small marshmallow?
Yes.
Can be the big ones?
No, because it would be too big to cover with the chocolate, and you want like almost like every single ingredient to be about the same size. When I do it at home, I add more peanuts because I really like how it tastes with the chocolate. So how is that coming on?
It's melting.
Perfect. So while that's going on, I'm going to melt a little bit of red chocolate. This is super easy. This is a trick my mom showed me when I was really young. Because we didn't really want to buy piping bags and just waste them, per se. She showed me to just put a bit and make sure it was all flat.
Do you want me to do the green one?
Sure. You just want to make sure that the chocolate is loose and it's all flat. And then you close it up. You take out as much air as you can. That's not that important, but it's good to take out the air. And all you're going to do is you're going to pop it in the microwave. Again, you're going to do a minute at a time. And the bag is going to serve as a piping bag. So I'm just going to throw that in the microwave while you do that. And a minute at a time. You also want to make sure you have your trays ready to go. So you will need trays. We have an extra large tray, but you would have to line it with parchment paper or foil. You have to make sure that the parchment paper is a good quality. It's not like, it has like a little bit of wax filling to it.
So it doesn't stick?
So it doesn't stick. Otherwise you'll have a really hard time. Okay, so that's what it comes out as. I don't know if you can see, it's all melted. So I'm just gonna leave it close to an area where it's warm. And this one didn't do that well, but it did good. Okay, so for this step, you will really need help or you will have to work really fast. So if I was by myself, I would put on gloves or I would grab a bigger spatula and I would just mix fast. But since I have help, I will mix with a spoon as he pours the chocolate. Okay. So I'm just gonna mix it fast so that everything incorporates. And then I'm just gonna let him add the chocolate.
The chocolate?
Oh, it smells really good.
I think we'll... Ready?
Right.
All of it?
All of it.
I think we'll have to switch sides.
Okay.
There you go.
So you want to add and mix. You want to make sure everything's covered. There's never too much chocolate. The last thing you want is to have pieces that are not covered because they don't taste that great. I think that's perfect. It smells really good. My mouth is watering. Also, if you do this really slow or if you're working in a really cold environment, the chocolate will set, so you will have a really hard time mixing it.
Does that mean I get to lick the bowl?
This is shiny. This is how it should be. It's perfect. Yeah, I'm kidding. Eh? And all you're gonna do then is just pour it into a tray and just spread it as uniform as you can. You want like all the little pieces that are by themselves. You kind of want them to join their friends. So I'm just gonna add them there. You got it? I'm gonna melt the rest of the, I'm gonna
I'll
check
finish
this
it.
up. Perfect.
Let's see.
This one's ready to go. And this one
go.
is missing a little bit.
Does it have to be a perfect square?
No,
No? How's this?
that's perfect.
Perfect?
It can have like, it doesn't have to be flat. It can take its own shape. That's okay.
Perfect.
It's important to check the settings in your microwave so that you don't have your microwave at the highest.
Otherwise, you're going to burn your chocolate.
Yes. So this is ready. All I'm doing is like making sure that everything is melted properly. Otherwise, you will cut, and then when you start piping it, you will have trouble and you will have lumps. So we're just gonna cut a tiny hole there on the corner.
You want me to do it?
Yeah, just a little small one. What my mom would do and why she would like using this is because after you do this and when the chocolate sets, it comes off the plastic. So you can just break it up in pieces and put it into another container to keep it for next time.
chocolate.
So I'm just gonna check how the flow is. And it's a good flow. So then you just go. I have a double line. You just go like so. You just press steady and you move back and forth. And then I'll let you do with the...
Green?
You can also add M&Ms if you would like to. That would be really cute too.
Can you just add any kind of candy or?
Yeah, that would work too. Sometimes the chocolate flows nicer. Like I see the green chocolate flowing nicer than the red one. It just depends on the coloring and how much cocoa butter it has.
Go the same line or across? Or same?
The across.
I'm not an expert like you.
That's perfect. It looks great.
Just like this? There was
like
air
that.
in there.
That's perfect. So I'm just going to clean the end, and all I'm doing after is making sure that the chocolate it's not pouring out, and you just want to flatten it to let it dry. For this, we're going to put it in the fridge for, let me see how much, probably like a good 5 minutes.
Okay.
And that's what it looks like right now.
So I'll put it in the fridge.
Yes. Half of it has set, so I'm just going to show you. All you do is you cut it into pieces like that. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just pieces like that. I'm going to put them here, I guess. Is it good?
Very sweet and salty.
Yeah, I love the combination. So if I was to serve it at home, basically what I would do is I would grab a nice bowl and I would just put a whole bunch of them. If you're having a party, like a whole bunch of people coming over, and then it could be like a good dessert or snack or anything along those lines.
Alors, c'est terminé. Merci d'avoir regardé une demi-heure de saveur et à la prochaine.
We hope you enjoy the recipes. See you next time.